In this video, we'll be taking a look at two college basketball games happening on November 30th, 2024, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 4 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these two college basketball games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start: if you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. San Diego State versus Houston. The San Diego State Aztecs, boasting a 3-2 record, are aiming to stage an upset against the Houston Cougars, who are 4-2 in the third-place game of the Players Era Festival. This matchup is set to take place on Saturday evening at the MGM Grand Garden Arena in Las Vegas. Both teams have faced challenging opponents leading up to this contest. The Aztecs recently suffered a 78-68 defeat to Oregon, where they entered as 3.5-point underdogs, while the Cougars secured a 65-54 victory over Notre Dame, exceeding expectations as 17-point favorites. Historically, San Diego State holds a slight edge in the series with a 2-1 record, though the last meeting, in 2018, went to Houston. The Houston Cougars entered this game with a 4-2 record, bolstered by a solid defensive performance against Notre Dame in their latest outing. Houston led 39-31 at halftime and limited the Fighting Irish to just 23 points in the second half, cruising to a 65-54 victory. The Cougars demonstrated a balanced offensive effort, shooting 45% from the field, 26.1% from beyond the arc, and 55.6% from the free throw line. Despite a recent 85-80 loss to Alabama, Houston has showcased their offensive and defensive prowess with wins over Hofstra and Louisiana. Through the season, the Cougars are averaging an impressive 80 points per game while conceding just 57 points to their opponents. They also maintain an average of 38 rebounds and 14.3 assists per game, emphasizing their dominance on both ends of the floor. San Diego State, meanwhile, stands at 3-2 following a tough loss to Oregon in their previous game. The Aztecs trailed by 10 points at halftime, 41-31, and while they managed to score 37 points in the second half, it wasn't enough to overcome the deficit. In that game, the Aztecs shot a respectable 50.9% from the field, 31.6% from three-point range, and converted 50% of their free throw attempts. Before their defeat to Oregon, San Diego State secured a commanding 71-53 victory over Creighton, but also fell to Gonzaga 80-67. Over the season, the Aztecs have averaged 74 points per game while allowing 64 points on defense. They contribute significantly on the boards with 35.6 rebounds per game and distribute the ball well, averaging 14.8 assists per contest. In their recent outings, the Cougars have been the more consistent team, winning 4 of their last 6 games, whereas the Aztecs have prevailed in 3 of their last 5. Houston holds a notable advantage in several areas, including shooting efficiency, where they convert over 46% of their field goals compared to the Aztecs' less consistent shooting. Furthermore, the Cougars excel at the free throw line, hitting over 72% of their attempts, while San Diego State struggles to surpass 70%. Houston's rebounding strength is another key factor, as they secure more than 10 offensive rebounds per game, providing them with additional scoring opportunities. Conversely, San Diego State has shown vulnerabilities defensively, allowing at least 78 points in 2 of their last 3 games, which may prove costly against a disciplined and efficient Houston offense. The Aztecs' inability to capitalize on free throw opportunities remains a glaring issue, as they average just 12.2 free throw attempts per game, ranking among the lowest in the nation. In contrast, Houston's methodical and patient offensive style poses significant challenges for San Diego State's defense, as the Cougars consistently move the ball effectively without committing turnovers. Houston, currently ranked number 6 nationally, has 2 losses this season, but both came against formidable opponents in Alabama and Auburn. Meanwhile, the Aztecs have dropped 2 of their last 3 games, including losses to Oregon and Gonzaga, despite a notable win against Creighton. While San Diego State might stay competitive for a majority of the game, Houston's superior defense and offensive efficiency should allow them to pull away in the closing stages. So the Houston Rockets to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. When considering the total points, both teams have leaned toward lower scoring games in recent matchups. Houston has played under the total in their last 3 contests, while San Diego State has done so in 2 of their previous 3. The Cougars average 80 points per game but play at a slow tempo, ranking 291st nationally in pace with an average of 69 possessions per game. Their defense has been stellar, limiting opponents to just 57 points per game. On the other hand, the Aztecs, while averaging 74 points per game, also play at a relatively slow pace with 69.5 possessions per game and face a Houston defense that concedes only 67 points per contest. The last time these teams met, the game ended in a low-scoring defensive battle with 132 total points, despite a projected total of 140. Houston's recent 65-54 win over Notre Dame exemplifies their ability to control the pace and dominate defensively against quality opponents. San Diego State, meanwhile, has struggled offensively in their last 3 games, especially against Oregon. Additionally, this will be the Aztecs' 3rd game in 5 days, raising concerns about fatigue and offensive effectiveness. With both teams showcasing strong defensive capabilities and slower tempos, the game is expected to stay under the projected total. Thus, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Oregon versus Alabama. The Oregon Ducks, currently boasting an undefeated record of 7-0, and the Alabama Crimson Tide, with a solid 6-1 mark, are set to face off in a high-stakes championship matchup at the Players Era Festival on Saturday night. This anticipated clash will take place at the MGM Grand Garden Arena, where both teams will battle for the coveted title. The Ducks enter the game riding the momentum of a decisive 78-68 victory over San Diego State, a contest in which they covered the 3.5-point spread as favorites. Meanwhile, the Crimson Tide arrive on the heels of an intense 95-90 win against Rutgers, where they also exceeded expectations, covering a sizable 12.5-point spread. Historically, these 2 teams have met 5 times, with Oregon holding a narrow 3-2 advantage in the series. However, Alabama emerged victorious in their most recent encounter last season, a high-scoring affair that ended 99-91 in their favor. Both teams are in excellent form, with the Ducks on a 7-game winning streak and the Crimson Tide having won 6 of their last 7 contests. Oregon appears to have a slight edge in this matchup due to their efficient shooting, converting over 46% of their field goal attempts, and their superior performance at the free throw line, where they are hitting more than 74% of their shots. Additionally, the Ducks excel at securing second chance opportunities, averaging over 8 offensive rebounds per game. They are also adept at taking care of the ball, which minimizes turnovers and limits easy scoring opportunities for their opponents. Although Oregon leads the series with a 3-2 record, Alabama's ability to close out tight games has been a critical factor in their success this season. Despite their defensive vulnerabilities, the Crimson Tide's potent offense, ranked 3rd nationally by KenPom, has often outpaced their opponents. Oregon, ranked 19th in offense, presents a formidable challenge to Alabama's game plan, particularly with their balanced attack and interior presence. While the Ducks may test Alabama's limits, the Tide's high-octane offense and recent success make them a tough opponent. This game is expected to be a tightly contested battle, with both teams putting it all on the line for the championship and a substantial prize pool. Alabama's defensive struggles could prove costly in this matchup, as they will face an Oregon offense capable of exploiting their weaknesses. So the Oregon Ducks to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. The recent history between these teams suggests a high-scoring affair. Their last 3 matchups have all gone over the total, and their offensive statistics support this trend. Alabama is averaging an impressive 90 points per game, fueled by their up-tempo style of play, which ranks as the 16th fastest in the nation with an average of 77.8 possessions per game. On the other hand, Oregon is putting up 81 points per game while playing at a steadier pace, ranked 129th in tempo with 72.8 possessions per game. Both teams have shown defensive vulnerabilities, with Alabama allowing an average of 86 points in their last 3 games and Oregon conceding 71 points per game during the same stretch. Their last meeting resulted in a combined 190 points, far exceeding the 160.5-point total set for the game. With both teams ranked among the top 20 nationally in offensive efficiency, another high-scoring contest seems likely. KenPom's metrics highlight the contrasting paces of these teams, with Alabama's fast tempo creating opportunities for Oregon to keep up despite their slightly slower style. The Crimson Tide have consistently scored 85 points or more in 5 games this season, while the Ducks have surpassed the 80-point mark in 4 of their 7 contests. With the overhitting in 7 combined games involving these teams this season and in 3 of their last 5 head-to-head matchups, this game promises an offensive showcase. In what is expected to be a thrilling and fast-paced showdown, over the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.